is the command line Vulpine here, and welcome to Let's Play Victoria 3. Victoria 3 is probably one of the most anticipated Paradox games in recent years, and it's being received with some mixed reviews. I think overall it's a pretty good game. I have played one game as Brazil, as you can see up here. I played it all the way through pretty much, and I think it's pretty good. There are problems, and we'll kind of talk about the problems as we encounter them, but let's jump in here. So, if you haven't seen Victoria 2, I played that a long time ago on the channel. I played as Japan, and it's one of the most complex Paradox games out there, which is saying something because Paradox games, their name isn't a joke. Their games are kind of a paradox, and Victoria 2 was probably the most complicated of all of them. But Victoria 3 here is not quite as complicated. In fact, people are saying it might be a little too simple, but maybe that's a good thing. We'll see. It depends on what kind of game you enjoy. As for what player or what nation that we are going to play this time, I think I'm going to play America, if only because I'll be able to know where all the locations are pretty easily and be able to read people's names and not mispronounce things and insult people. I think that's what I'm going to do. I also haven't seen too many people actually playing America. I know it's a very basic, and I don't like that they're already a great power. I'd kind of prefer to play someone who's a little weaker. Like I like the minor powers where you're not a major power, but you're up there. But it's like I said last time I played Brazil, which I think Brazil might be one of the best places you could do a practice game in, because they start inside of a war, 2 wars actually, and you can just kind of bully around South America here without getting in too much trouble with the other big nations. But we're gonna do America. I haven't done it yet, so I don't know exactly like every single step that we need to take in order to play as America properly. That's crazy. America actually starts with less soldiers than Brazil. That's a little crazy, but okay. Let's jump in. All right. Here we are in America. First thing to find out is, are we in war? We're not at war. There's usually like little flares attached to this menu at the bottom if you're in war. So that's good. We are colonizing the heck out of these Native American areas. I wish we weren't colonizing all of them at once, because I think it gets split up the more you do it. We would kind of like to focus on ones that Canada and Mexico can breach into. Like these 3 are safe. They can't touch these. So we would prefer to grab like Ute here and Campeche before they can make too much progress up. And of course we'd like a little bit of this. What's our main goals for this game? Well, there is no winning. And by winning, I win here, I win there. No, there's no winning in Victoria 3. You just do the best that you can. So my goal is to at least capture all of what is modern day America. I don't know about like Hawaii and stuff. Oh wow, they're isolated, so we could probably take over Hawaii pretty easily. Anyway, besides that, get the rest of America, past the most progressive institutions we can, or laws actually is where that's at. We have presidential republic is actually, and censor suffrage actually. These 2 are actually fairly progressive already, but and elected bureaucrats actually. But everything else, we would like to make those more progressive, which is going to be difficult because at the start of the game, let's bring up our outliner here and get interest groups. Oh, Southern Planters is actually unique to America, but this is basically landowners. Down here in Brazil, this group was landowners. Yeah, with them being strong, it's very hard to do anything that's progressive. And let's see, let's get things started here. We have 412 authority, which means we can actually pass some budget decisions here. We're going to throw down some consumption taxes just to make, actually, we're making a lot of money right now. Again, used to playing Brazil. Brazil's losing money at the start of the game. But even with that said, we're going to put a tax on luxury furniture and on luxury clothes, because that'll earn us lots of money. Could do it on porcelain too. It's not a lot of money, but I'll do it. And in an emergency, we can put a tax on services to get a lot of money. That's where we're going to put those. Help us earn a little bit more money. Influence. Well, first we should pick our interests. We have an interest in... Ooh, I guess that's kind of weird. Oh, we're at our maximum interest. Are they... Oh, I guess it... Yeah. Again, played as Brazil last time. Brazil, you start with like 3 or 4. And like that's... All that is just the rest of South America. But here it looks like we pretty much have the entire world in our diplomatic interest. What the hell? That's a Texas War of Independence. Is this already ongoing? Can I get involved in this? No. It's already ongoing, so I can't get involved in that. Active research. We already have intensive agriculture. That's good. That's one of the best starting ones. We start with railroad. This almost feels like too powerful. Like, seriously, I start with railways? That took me like half the game to get to last time. That's a little bit overpowered starting with railways, not gonna lie. Let's get field works just in case we get into an early war. I think that will help us out. And yeah, it's actually kind of crazy that we're already making money. It kind of means we can do whatever we want, but let's see what's going on. Might have to let the game run a little bit. Hello, Illinois. Illinois, just gonna say, you should have a huge boost to maize, because it's kind of all we have out here is this corn, but we're gonna put some cattle ranches in Illinois. We want to keep our peasant counts down. Ooh, Wyoming, you know what? Now here's one of the problems. Like, I can't clear this production. See, I can't right click on this. If I left click, it's going to build more. I have to go all the way in here, then click it off, then go back to the buildings. It's kind of a whole process, and it's a little bit much. Yeah, District of Columbia is tapped out. We're going to have to free up some workers there by automating things. Illinois, you're just, you're a champ, which I actually find very cool. Might just have like a high... Oh no, Pennsylvania has a lot of unemployed folks. Because we're making money, we may be interested in just... wonder if Illinois was like recently added to the Union here, and that's why. I think it is actually. I think it was added to the Union like 1815. Don't worry, I'm not a history expert. It's just I live in Illinois, so I actually kind of know a thing or two about a thing or two. Now, luckily, grocery demand's usually pretty high. We'll just kind of throw those all over the place. We do, like, the population in Brazil is, like, weirdly, like, really high in a few places. Here, it's, like, a lot more evenly spread out and a lot lower. I don't want to go too hard here because we might eventually tap out Illinois' workforce. Hopefully paper mills are pretty effective everywhere. We're going to need lots of paper. Hey, paper, Scranton, Pennsylvania. It's actually kind of... Shipyard's actually making money. What? I had to subsidize these in Brazil because they never made any damn money. Textile mills. Oh, no. Okay, Ohio, you have a lot of people. This isn't going to lose me too much money. Like I said, we're turning a profit right now. Let's toss all this down. I should probably build some construction buildings before we do all this. Otherwise, this might take forever. So let's get to construction. I think that's in trade lenses. Again, this is one of the other things people had a complaint about. Kind of a lot of tabs, and a lot of them kind of go to the same places, but also like don't have all the same stuff. So we know we're building a lot of stuff in Illinois. We're going to build a couple there. How many construction sectors I have right now. Let's get to 10. I'm going to build 2 in Pennsylvania because there's a lot of people in Pennsylvania. So I can probably build a lot of buildings there in the long run. And if you're building in a place that has a construction sector, stuff builds a little bit quicker. This is not a tutorial playthrough, by the way. I'm just going to explain the things I'm doing as I'm doing them, like I am right now. Slavery debate is ongoing right now, huh? Following must be true for 10 years. America has enacted slavery ban. Will fail if at least one of these has a civil war against the Southern planters, has a civil war while the planters are in government. That seems redundant, right? Shouldn't it just be like, have a civil war? I guess it means I can have a civil war. It just can't be with the Southern planters and they can't be in government. Feels a little bit unnecessary. So let's think about a law to pass right away. Affairs, guaranteed liberties. Andrew Jackson of the Rural Folk endorses this change. That's a name I can actually read, like when I'm in Brazil. The armed forces won't like it. The petite bourgeoisie won't like it. What will it do? Home affairs investment. It does cost a lot of bureaucracy, though. But it would reduce radicals from Saturn living and give us more loyalists from Saturn living. That's one of the other things that we really have to keep up high is the standard of living, because that makes people really angry in this game. So I think we're going to try to swing this pretty early anyway. Technically, they are kind of guaranteed in America by this point anyway, so it's a little strange. We have interested clearing in the Great Plains. I think that won't matter because I have places in the Great Plains already. 5 battalions in reserve. They're going to need a general. I don't know if I'm going to record. Okay. These are, again, 5 people. My God. Why do we have like no army? I guess it's pre-Civil War. It's after the Civil War that America has like a beast of an army. Morale recovery, influence, industrialist, pop group attraction, which is interesting. I think just how, yeah, this guy has a bunch of bonuses. Well, Thomas just said we should watch these because these names can actually be real people. I don't know if those 2 are, but I've seen actual IRL general names in here before. So we'll hire him. Probably build just more. I mean, we have a lot of build orders right now. I feel like we need more barracks because I just don't have any troops right now. Ohio. Like, I feel like Britain's just gonna declare the War of 1812 on us and roll over us. Just max them out, boys. All right, let's get the ball rolling here. I'm gonna let it roll slowly for now, just till a bunch of changes roll in. What we got in the journal? Relations between Texas and the United States of America is greater than or equal to 20. It's not a subject, and Texas is at peace. So we need to improve relations with Texas. That's easy. We just do that. So they'll just let us add Texas, I think. I could kind of boost this by paying money to them. Oh, wow. That'd be actually really cheap to do. So I'm going to do this too. Let's just get Texas really fast if we can. This might help them win the war against Mexico too. Central Archives, we need a government administration building level 10, which will happen eventually. Urbanize. This is like going to happen at the end of the game because this is very difficult. A lot of these places might already be urbanized, but in Brazil, yeah, it was like I wasn't going to get that done by the end of the game even, which is at 1936, I think, because that's when Hearts of Iron 4 starts. Wales, we can have Wales. Cash reserves is greater than 25%. profit greater than 0 work. So we have to have a lot of people hired. Philosophy department, we need a big university with the philosophy department building, and people have to be working in it. Munitions industry workforce, have to have a munitions plant that's level 5. We can do that. Kind of costs us a lot of money though. I might hold that off until the economy is a little bit healthier. We do need to improve relations with more people though. I don't really want to improve it with Mexico or Canada. It might help them not declare wars on us, but we're going to be way more powerful than them, so I don't think they're going to do that. But you actually like can't declare war on people if they like you too much, which is annoying. Central America is unified at the start. I feel like they weren't when I played as Brazil. That's strange. Maybe I'm thinking of the future. But we would like to keep allies with the other big boys, because they might want to smack us around, such as Great Britain. They all actually they already like us, which I find kind of surprising, since the War of 1812 was not that long ago. France, Spain. I think Spain. I might want Portugal. No, let's do Spain. And then the rest we could use for just burning off infamy. Don't have any infamy, so I could spend the rest if I wanted to. Because this is all I can really do. We'll do Denmark, I suppose. This is all I can really spend influence on. There's not too much you can do with it, unfortunately. Authorita. Enactment time is fine, actually. You might just let that be overkill for now. Okay. The other thing we can do with, or actually, do we have anywhere with, no. Put good shortage, insufficient tax capacity. I never ran into that as Brazil. This is just, like if your population gets really huge, this actually becomes a problem. So, I guess this is where we'll probably build all of our government administrations to get up to level 10, right? I don't know if there's... Okay, there's still lots of people in New York. That's good. Well, obviously. Do I do this right away? Do I take it all the way to level 4? I don't... No, let's do that for now. And let's move it up on the queue. Not all the way up, though. I'd still like to get the construction sectors done first. At least the ones that are already getting worked on. Oh, we're already using iron frame building. That's good. All right. It turns out starting with a really powerful nation means that you can get momentum a lot faster. Starting with Brazil, man, it's kind of a slow burn to get your country into a good shape. I did get to a good spot. I got to like number 8 in the world. Worcester versus Georgia has popped off. Oh boy. Also, by the way, as we're playing America in the middle 1800s, okay, that's really loud. As we're playing America in the middle 1800s, we're going to get a lot of pop-ups of things that are very controversial. So just be prepared for that. President Andrew Jackson has defied the ruling of the Supreme Court and ordered the removal of the Cherokee people to the Indian Territory. What does the Supreme Court's opinion matter? All we need to do is build a fire under them, and then when it gets hot enough, they'll move, and what's ours is ours. Not even legal? Probably not. Okay. Should I remove these colonial... Does it cause us issues if I stop? Like, let's see. All the ones up here are safe, right? I'll lose all progress. No, we don't want to lose progress. Like I said, I want to get these ones that have adjacent borders to Mexico and Canada first, just to cut them off. Bureaucratic shortfall, but we're not actually in a bureaucratic shortfall. It's lying to me. We need more iron. Let's move that up the queue. I think I made some iron. Ironworks. Maybe not. That's one of the other complaints that some people have had, including myself, is I could have swore I put some in the queue. I guess not. Is doesn't always tell you the truth about the projected profits. Now it is, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't previously. Again, I like to kind of keep it in the places that have high populations of peasants. Mostly those two. We don't want to overproduce iron, otherwise the value of iron will drop. And again, construction queues. Probably just click it, right? Oh, that's the wrong one. Still want that up there, though. My brain was having some trouble there. All right, so that should take care of that. There's lots of pop-ups, by the way. I'm not going to read these most of the time just because there's kind of too many come in. We're only at ×3 speed. I started having issues in the late game of these popping up twice, too. I might not even, like, right-click them because you can see they're just kind of going infinite here. So our gold reserves at like 50%, and we are making money. We're going to lose it, though, as these government administrations and stuff go up. We got another. Settlers want the Cherokee Nation to vacate coveted land. The president and the finance Supreme Court has ordered the Cherokee Nation to migrate to Indian Territory. One of these will complete if the United States has enacted no colonial affairs. Cherokee is not discriminated against. No Cherokee pops remain in the United States. If the removal is not permitted, the Cherokee people will be forced to migrate at greater loss of life. I'm a little unsure what it's trying to say there. It feels like it's kind of going both ways on it. I don't know. All right, can probably speed up time now. ×5 speed is like ultra fast. It's like not proportional to the other ones. Although in the late game, when I was on my laptop out of Brazil, ×5 speed was basically as fast as ×3 speed. But it was on a laptop and stuff. Money's plummeting. Tends to happen once I take control. I don't know what I do wrong, but I cause issues. An ardent abolitionist writer died in a firefight against a pro-slavery mob which had gathered in front of his house. The story had gone national and radicalized. I got pause. Previously apathetic individuals, high and low. His friends sighed. The funeral had been small, lest the mob appeared again in force. The gravestone itself was simple, not calling attention to itself. The only embellishment that had been allowed was a simple inscription. Here lies a brave man, now spare in his grave. Ghastly, the violence of slavers must be resisted. Winfred Scott will change his ideology to abolitionist. This is one of our generals. The abolitionist agitation must stop. Yeah, let's get some more abolitionists going here. Which will get us more into the political side of things. We don't really have to deal with it quite yet. Like I said, though, one of our goals will be to pass more progressive policies for our in-game. And we could have a civil war if we do things too aggressively. We'll see what we can do. Henry Clay. And this, I guess that's like a sound effect or something that's like way too loud. Leader of the intelligentsia has proposed an outright prohibiting slavery in all our new Western territories. Some opponents demand simple moderation. Others demanding legalization of all slavery index. Reject the proviso. This remains state-by-state issue. Everyone gets a little bit angry. Accept the proviso to abolish slavery in the West. Everyone likes it except for the Southern planters. And the other one, yeah. Deal with it, Southern planters. Get dusted. All right, we are out of influence. I don't know what happened. And did Andrew Jackson just become a bigot? That might have been what happened. So Let's stop improving the relations with someone here. Spain already doesn't like us. Do I care that Spain doesn't like us? Don't think I do. I'd rather have Britain and France on my side than Spain. Spain isn't quite as powerful as them. Got ourselves an election soon. No one's gained the momentum here. Got the Democratic Party and the Whigs. This is the old Democratic Party. We can hide our commanders for now. We don't need them. Not yet. One of these days. So I know there's a diplomatic play. I don't know what it is. Annex the Indian territory. Okay, France might join in. I can't do that. I've seen conquer Great Minnesota. Diplomatic incident in the Midwest gives us infamy to fight the... I have to fight the Sioux Nation if I do that. So Oklahoma's our puppet, basically, right now. They have to be non-centralized nation. Okay. Liberate Cuba or Peru. I've seen the NPCs start wars with the native people. But when I was playing as Brazil, I could not do it. We have a lot of pop-ups, I guess, because we were running at 5 times speed. Indian removal. In accordance with the removal treaty, it's time for the Cherokee of Arkansas to relocate to the Indian Territory. Some holdouts refuse to leave their homes, and many are poorly equipped for the journey. My friends, circumstances render it impossible that you can flourish in the midst of our community. You have but one remedy within your reach, and that is to remove west. I guess that's an old way of saying move west. The sooner you do this, the sooner you will commence your career of improvement and prosperity. Course them by bayonet point. That seems pretty bad. Peasants in Arkansas will move to Oklahoma. Many Cherokee will die on the way. Offer assistance. They'll move to Oklahoma, but we pay money. And only if some will die. We're going to pay some money. We have a profit anyway, and you actually don't want to make so much profit that your gold bar gets filled out. Then your economy starts to suffer, actually. Oh, City of Plenty in New York. Most prominent members of New York society have been seen organizing luxurious parties in new and lavish urban buildings. This is a generic pop-up. I've seen this a lot in Brazil. Upper strata and middle strata will become more loyalist, or they become a lot more loyalist, but they expect a higher standard of living. Standard of living. It's a bit of a nightmare to deal with. It's obviously how well people are doing. We don't want to raise this. We want to lower that at all times. Or we want the standard of living to go up, but we don't want the minimum expected to go up, because that's real bad. So we're going to do just 10% bonuses. District of Columbia. Frustrated with the lengthy legal process surrounding guaranteed liberties, Henry Clay of the Intelligentsia has approached us with an offer to expedite the process, utilizing his personal connections within the state apparatus. With a few words in the right ears, all is all I'm asking for. Everything within the bounds of the law, of course. Grant him permissions. I think this is another generic one, but it's just using one of our politicians who exists. Grant him permission. Faster process of enacting this, or no, we do it by the book. It becomes slower. I don't care if the petite bourgeoisie gets stronger. They're already fairly big, which is actually not great. In Brazil, they're actually marginalized. We'll talk about that more in the next episode, though. I'm out of time for this one. I hope you've all enjoyed. If you did, remember to hit the like button, keep the conversation going in the comments, and subscribe if you would like to see more. Until next time, hope you have a good day.